These girls would have high schoolers in their DMs hitting them up, and
high schoolers looking for the primary, the kids who picked in middle school. So guys, in today's version we got cheats. Kids who picked in middle school. And just before we start this video, don't forget to check out the Insta.
it was over before it even started. Usually it's used when something is pretty much doomed from the beginning, but I think there's a group of people who embody this phrase better than anyone else. The kids who peaked in middle school. Because peaking in high school is already bad enough, but imagine reaching the absolute height of your social status at 13 years old. This is before you could drive.
Yo, that's sad, bro. Getting to your prime at the age of like, well, 12, 13, 10. Bro, that in the UK is mad, by the way. If you're promising in high school, like, older years, bro, middle school is sad, bro. Or primary and shit, that's sad, bro. Could never be me, though.
Before you had a job. This is before you even knew who you were. You were already living in your... This is before you even knew who you were. You were already living in your glory days. And I think we all knew one kid that was like this. So in this video, we're going to be shining some light on the kids who peaked in middle school. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. My goal is 200,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, so I think it's pretty widely agreed that most people reach a peak at some point in their life. Like, not that many people are living in their prime forever. It's just a rare occurrence. So it's really not a matter of if, it's more of a matter of when. And I think for most people, the best time to reach maximum life quality would be from age 30 to age 60. Hopefully, if you've made a series of good decisions or really a lack...
Look at the prime was like from the age of like 20s to like 40s, probably. Your 60s. There's not a lot of people that are in their prime on the 60s though. I hear more people be on their prime on the 30s and 20s. Some in the 40s, to be fair. Yo, this is actually a good debate to have though. What age is the best for you to have your prime in? I would say my prime will be in my 20s. That's what I think of my prime. You guys let me know what I think when your prime will be. Mine's, I think, gonna be in the 20s, so let me know about
of horrible decisions. You can, you know, maybe start a family, buy a house, reap the rewards of your personal growth and development, and then live happily ever after or whatever. But for some people, they don't get to enjoy their prime from age 30 to 60. Their prime happens from age 10 to 15. This does not get talked about enough. There are kids who reminisce on middle school because it is the last time they feel like their life had any purpose. All right, so I think we should begin by talking about what peaking in middle school actually looks like. Then we'll talk about why it happens and how to prevent it if you're in middle school, I guess. Alright, so for guys, it's usually the kid who developed really early. You know, he hit puberty faster than everybody else, and he had the perfect skill set for being cool at 13. He was already 5'10", while everybody else was 5'4", and because of this, he's
actually quite tall when I was 10 and shit. I was about 5'7" or something. At 10, I don't think it's like an average height for a 10-year-old, I can't lie. It's quite tall. For a 10-year-old, I think I was quite tall. Yeah, I think 5'7" and shit. And I haven't grown much since, bro. I can't lie. I've grown probably 2 inches. I'm 5'9", 5'10". Psych, I'm 6'2", bro.
Started on the basketball team or like the football team. Usually this guy also had parents that gave him gifts that made him cool at school. Like for Christmas, he gets a gold chain. Under the Christmas tree, he gets whatever clothing will make him look the coolest at school. He also goes to a barber and gets like a low taper fade multiple times a month. He was also what you would consider to be the stereotypical popular kid. He had a diabolical Snapchat score. He was sending streak.
Yo. We talk about the debate about snap scores, yeah? If your snap scores as a guy, if your snap scores over, let's say, 400k, bro, you're either a bag or you're just weird, bro. Can't lie. I think the average snap score should be between 50k to like 350k. Over that, you're a bag. Can't lie, you're just a bag, bro. That's just how it is. But you're a bag if your snap scores over. No, don't bring me on the people that have snap scores over like 2 mil as a guy, 2 mil, 3 mil. No, even just in girls, over a male, you're crazy, bro. Get off your phone. Your screen time is like 20 hours on your phone, bro. There's literally 20 hours a day. There's no need for all that, bro. I can't lie to you. No need for your snap score to be over a mil, bro. Over 500k is too much, bro. I can't lie. Unless you have snap since like the day you were born, which will be probably Gen Alpha with the Bush and so, you know, there's no need why your snap score should be over a mil.
Every girl in the grade and had an entourage of dudes following him around. He's also constantly getting in trouble at school, like starting shenanigans, and all the teachers knew him by name because of this. Ultimately, this dude peaked in middle school because the playing field was not leveled yet. Like, there's no referee to balance out the imbalances of the middle school social world. I think for girls, the stereotype is definitely way more about social status and looking older than everybody else. There were girls in my middle school who had multiple thousands of followers on Instagram at age 13, which is fucking insane. That should not be a thing. These girls would have high schoolers in their DMs hitting them up, and it's like, what's going on here, guys? What are we doing?
Offside. High schoolers looking for the primary kids. Yo. This level of scouting is not, it's not what FM taught you, bro. I play FM all the time, yeah. I don't be looking for like the 10-year-olds, 8-year-olds, shit like that. But that's hey, you need to know your limits, bro. You need to know your limits. Can't lie.
Always had some relationship drama going on, and it somehow seemed like this girl was already 17 when everyone else looked like actual children. She was the girl that everybody knew, even if they weren't friends with her, and always had a giant friend group. She was like invited to everything. She basically controlled the social hierarchy of the grade. This girl called the shots. Like, if there was a birthday party happening and she wasn't going, if you went, it may have been, look. Another common denominator between the guys and the girls who peaked in middle school is nepotism. Like, in my middle school, we had this kid who was very popular because his father was connected to, like, all these celebrities, and he would have pictures with these celebrities at age 13. And so he gets all this clout, and he gets to look cool off of something he never earned. You also get to benefit financially from this. Usually, if you're the kind of parent who lets your kid benefit off your hard work to this extent, you're definitely spoiling him or her as well. There were girls walking around middle school with designer purses, and we know you didn't pay for that. I think another
low-key, hear me on this take, yeah. I think having money, like a lot of money, and having children is hard to manage though, because not everyone can like make their children humble when they're like rich. For example, let's say you're as rich as like, I don't know, Cristiano Ronaldo, yeah. I'm 100% sure that 99% of the people that are watching this video would know how to raise their children without making them like cocky and shit, or like making them as absolute dickheads. Yeah. So I don't think it's easy to raise a kid when you have a lot of money, bro. I really don't think so.
Common denominator is getting rewarded really early for things that don't require you to develop.
But hey, still better than having a kid and being broke. So hey, if you had to choose. Yeah.
With basketball, if you're a guy and you hit puberty early and so you're taller than everybody on the court, you didn't earn that, and eventually other people will hit puberty and they'll be all caught up to you. Once the playing field is completely leveled, what matters is your own personal capabilities. Like, at age 25, if you make your own money and you go to the gym, it's not like the guy from middle school who had his parents paying for everything is gonna have that much of an edge over you anymore. It's also not like the kid who hit puberty the fastest and hardest is gonna benefit from that forever. This is why I think being a loser in middle school can kind of be a blessing in disguise. Like, I don't want anyone to have a miserable time in middle school or be bullied, but the stakes are non-existent. Like, if you're a 12 or 13-year-old, nobody expects you to have your life figured out, and so almost nothing you do during these 3 years of middle school follows you into adulthood. I think more importantly, being awkward gives you a reason to change. Like, if you're insecure, bad at talking to people, terrible with girls, physically awkward, or you just don't really fit in anywhere, you become painfully aware of of the things you need to improve. The people who have their shit figured out in middle school never improve. So having all these problems gives you all these things that you learn to work out eventually. Like you'll learn how to dress, become funnier, develop socially, and develop actual hobbies. It sucks when you're going through it for sure, but it's that discomfort that can force you to develop. I would so much rather have my character development start to happen in 7th grade than realize at 25 that the best year of my life was the one where I still needed my mom to drive me to basketball practice. And honestly, if you look at the most successful people in the world, I highly doubt most of them were dominating the middle school social hierarchy. Like, think about it, nobody in 7th grade cares if you're obsessed with coding or business. Being really passionate about something at that age can make you look like more of a loser. Another big advantage to not being cool in middle school that I didn't appreciate at the time was that nobody was pressuring me to do anything. A lot of the kids at the top of the social hierarchy were the first ones trying to desperately act older than they really were. Like, they were the first kids drinking, smoking weed, sneaking out, smashing, and getting into relationships that they were nowhere near mature enough for, and doing stupid shit because everybody around them was doing it. And obviously, that doesn't mean that every popular kid...
We all know that guy that he's like, let's say you're so like 16, yeah. We all know that guy that acts like he's like 20 or something. He'd be smoking, he'd be drinking, he'd do all that shit. Or just even younger, bro. Like, back in my primary days, yeah, I used to know this guy that we used to be friends, yeah. We used to be kind of nerdy and shit, yeah. Then I don't know, bro, just switched up, bro. And decided like drinking, vaping, all that shit. I was like, what? That was like back in like 2018 and shit, yeah. I was like, what? My nigga just started vaping, drinking, all that. And then he started smashing. I'm telling you, born over the age of like, 10. He started smashing and shit. I'm like, what? Like, that day just made me see how people change and shit, bro. All the pressure and influence of other people in your life really changed you from. Can't lie, that's deep.
Making terrible decisions, but there was definitely this weird pressure where the cooler you were, the more you had to prove that you weren't some innocent little kid anymore. And that is definitely one of the biggest traps about being cool that young. Like, once you've built your identity around being a cool kid, you have something to maintain. Like, suddenly you can't be the guy who says no. You can't admit that you're scared to something. You have to be the person who drinks and hooks up if, you think you're pressured to do so. Your entire social position is built around getting approval from the people around you. So you end up making increasingly stupid decisions just to maintain a rep that expires when you hit 8th grade. And then you contrast that with like the nerd who's sitting at home learning how to code or like editing videos. Or maybe he's not being productive. Maybe he's playing video games or something. He might be building something without even realizing it. Sometimes being left out of the dumb shit is a blessing, and you do not realize this until you're old enough.
Definitely is, bro. Like, see, sometimes, yeah, it's okay to not be a popular kid, bro. Like, some people, like, want to be popular in high school and shit, but when they grow up, they realize it's just stupid being popular and shit. Yeah, because there's really no point of you being known by everyone in high school. Because when you grow up, everyone's gonna forget who the fuck you are and shit, bro. Unless you get, like, famous and shit, people are gonna forget about you, bro. So, hey, in high school, middle school, fucking nursery and shit, bro, do your thing, bro. That's the best advice I can give you. Do your thing, bro. Because, hey, it's your own life and shit, yeah, but, hey, don't try to impress anyone, bro, because you're just there running it for yourself, but they don't really care. And I know sometimes it seems like people care and shit, but really don't, bro. High school is stupid, middle school is same. I would say nursery by nursery, we're all like little children, so no one like really takes anything deep and shit, so.
To understand what you were being let out of. I'm really not sure what the age range of people who watch this channel is. Like, a part of me thinks it might be middle schoolers, a part of me might think it's people in college or high schoolers, because I talk about a lot of different things. Like, whenever I talk about the jobs market, I can't imagine there's some kid watching this like, yeah, okay, GDP, yeah, nodding my head. But if you happen to be watching this in 7th grade or 8th grade, just know that everything I'm saying is the fucking truth. But I want to make it clear that being involved in a social life, even when you're young, is important. Like, you should still try to make friends and be involved, even if you think that the popular kids are obnoxious and annoying. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe.
Yo, don't message at the end, bro. It's important to be social in high school, middle school, just in school overall. It just teaches you like basically the way of life to like communicate with people and shit. That's actually very useful. So hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Check out the channel for more videos like this. I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.